So our next guest knows the true meaning of perseverance and determination. She recently made the largest cash donation in the history of the University of Connecticut and has a number of upcoming development projects here in JA. Joining us this morning, philanthropist and entrepreneur, Dr. Trisha Bailey. Good morning to you and welcome to Smile. Good to see you.
Thank you. It's such a pleasure to be here with you guys.
Wow, such exciting things happening in your life, Dr. Trish. But let's start at the beginning before we get to the mogul that you have now become. You were born here in Jamaica before you left for the States at 13. Tell me a little bit about life here. Wasn't the easiest, right?
No, I was born in Woodland, St. Elizabeth, where we walked 3.5 miles to school. We had a meager beginning, but it was a happy time for me. I never had a sad moment living in the 13 years in Jamaica because we always had the resources that we needed, which were food and play.
Which is key. You have that, you can't do anything else. And so when you left Jamaica to go to the US at the age of 13, and then later on as you went through school, went through university, what were your hopes? What were your dreams? Did you envision that you would become as successful and wealthy as you are?
No, actually, that was not even a passion or a dream of mine. My passion has always been with children, and later it developed into the elderly and disabled part of the community. But I wanted to be a superintendent. So I knew I wanted to get a doctorate degree, just didn't know I thought it was going to be in education until my mother told me that I wasn't patient enough, so I can't teach anyone children.
Okay. So then what was plan B? Because I'm seeing here that you have Bailey's medical equipment and supplies. I'm curious as to how you got into that field where you started establishing pharmaceutical and durable medical equipment facilities across the country. How did that happen?
When my mom told me that I couldn't be a teacher, I decided to go towards finance because that's where my passion lies. And directly from college, I was a stockbroker with Solomon Smith Barney. And in 2008, I was in a coma. This after all my degrees were completed. And I was transitioning from California to Florida, and I had a layover in Atlanta. And during that layover in Atlanta, I was wheelchair bound. Mm-hmm. And they had my larynx, so I wasn't able to talk either. And I sat there in the wheelchair for 3+ hours trying to signal someone. And at that moment, I realized that the disabled were invisible to the world. And that's why I started my first company, which is a Bailey's Medical Equipment and Supplies, so that I can give the disabled the freedom to be expressive in their movements and provide them the resources that they would need.
Wow, that is amazing. And that company doing really, really well. You are nominated for Home Medical Equipment Woman of the Year, which is fantastic. And your company placed as a finalist in the HME Awards. So let's talk a little bit now about why you decided that you wanted to invest in your island home. You are working on a number of game-changing real estate projects. First, I want to ask how you got into real estate, and then let's talk about why you decided you wanted to start building luxury condos and developments here.
Well, I started getting into real estate because real estate is the essential component to building wealth. Mm-hmm. So while my financial investment life was building, I realized that I needed to add investment real estate to the portfolio. So what I do here in the States, most all of my building, minus I think 1 or 2, I own them and I rent it back to the other companies. So from the real estate company, rent it back to the medical equipment or the pharmacy or the scrubs. And in that way, I have units that are rented out, and then I also have the unit that I have. So I have someone else who's paying essentially the mortgage when there are mortgages on the properties. So in order to build wealth, the first thing I start with is recommending that persons begin to own real estate.
Okay. So tell me about your work in Jamaica now. Let me see what you're doing. You're building, among the projects are 18 luxury condos under construction in Red Hills, valued at between $6 million and $8 million. US dollars for phase 1. Phase 2 sees the construction of between 20 and 25 luxury unit also in Red Hills. And somebody reading this may say, who can afford that? Which market is she tapping into? What is Doc doing? Tell me a little bit about the impetus behind this, Doc. This is high end.
It is very high end, extreme luxury. So we're looking for obviously people who are going to be purchasing these units. Obviously, they're going to have the resources, maybe similar to me or maybe below mine or above. So the way that we have structured the units, each unit, the smallest is 2,100 square feet up to 4,000 square feet for penthouses. So we're looking to tap into a very prestigious market, what Jamaica is. There's lots and lots of money that I've heard that's in Jamaica.
Yes, ma'am. And you're looking to local purchases, or are you trying to put some international money in this as well? Because there are folks abroad who want to buy homes here. Both.
Jamaica is one of the absolute most loveliest place on earth. So why wouldn't someone from the US or Canada or Europe come in and purchase one of these units so they could enjoy the luxury and the laughter and all the pleasantries that Jamaicans offer to the world?
Yes. And tell me what's going to make it different. What's a unique differentiator that's going to put that price point, not justify, because as you said, there's a market for it, but tell me what's going to make these developments so different and so unique and so special to put your name on it.
Well, it's not each unit is not, the entire project is $6 to $8 million.
Oh, okay. That's not what I read. Valued at between 18 luxury condos valued at between 6 and 8. Okay, for the entire phase 1. Gotcha. Okay.
Yes. So the units are not going to be.
That's what I was wondering, Doc. I was saying to myself, what kind of unit could this be? But as somebody who does not have $6 million, I don't know. I couldn't imagine what a $6 million condo looks like. Okay, we got that. So where are we with the project? What stage of development are we?
We're in the last phase, so we're in the last 25%. So there should be probably going on the market mid part of next year.
Okay.
So we are wrapping up the penthouses now. They're over 4,000 square feet, each of
Can't believe Doc Freeze.
which has its own pool. So I'm sure when they come in, they really enjoy the view. The view is amazing.
I'm sure. I mean, up on Red Hills, man, when you look over, you can see the world. It's great that you are developing, literally and figuratively, your island home. When you're back in Jamaica, it would be nice if you could stop by, show us some images, and so we can see how you look when you walk in the property in your hard hat, overseeing what's going on. Congratulations to you, Doc. This is a big deal. You are a big deal, and we are proud of you. Thanks for stopping in to share what you've been doing.
Thank you so much. It's a pleasure to be here with you guys.
Oh, excellent. Philanthropist and entrepreneur, Dr. Trisha Bailey. Outstanding Jamaican. Still to come, we discuss how to set healthy boundaries. That's coming up in our Girl Talk segment. But first, my watch tells me it's time for News in 5, the second edition. Please stay with us. We have more on Smile after that.